Yoga is like sex. Yoga is like sex. You can read about it, hear about it, and watch other people do it, but until you experience it firsthand, yourself, you don't really get it. So what's the excitement all about? Why is yoga showing up everywhere from auto ads to executive meetings? Why are airlines presenting it to their passengers and why is it featured on Oprah? Kids are doing it in schools, buff athletes are doing it, even pregnant women and the wheelchair-bound. There must be something very seductive about yoga. If you do yoga, you know that it's seductive. That delicious feeling of stretching from the inside out, that soothing sensation like warm honey flowing through energized limbs, and the big payoff at the end of a practice, floating away into the infinite. You can't access this in pictures, and yoga isn't a spectator sport. The real experience is only available to you if you actually do yoga. Yoga is not just about the beautiful bodies of die-hard yogis and yoginis, although fitness is definitely one of the major payoffs. Yoga is a path to that elusive center we are all seeking. It's a path to inner peace. We're being drawn to yoga by the thousands because we need it. We crave what yoga offers and deeply need the body-mind-spirit connection we experience when we practice the 5,000-year-old art of yoga. Increased strength and flexibility, relief from headaches, back problems, sleep troubles, and stress-related issues, deep relaxation, feeling energized, powerful, peaceful and centered. Sounds good. These are only a few of the myriad benefits of a yoga practice. Life is so much easier when we feel comfortable in our bodies, relaxed in spirit and come from a peaceful place of power within. Our days become more enjoyable and more relaxed. Our relationships become deeper and more sensitive. The world seems to be more manageable and, rather than reactive, we become positively proactive. Many people first come to yoga for physical reasons. They want to find relief from back pain or they want to lose weight. They see the external benefits of a yoga practice, but like sex, the internal experience is what keeps them coming back for more. This all sounds good, you say, but I haven't bent forward and touched the floor since I was 12. Sure, seems like a good thing to try, but I haven't exercised since high school. I'd be embarrassed to be seen in those tight yoga clothes. Or worse, in a yoga class. I'd make a fool out of myself. I've heard it all. And there's always a way. Don't allow your chattering mind or your fragile ego to keep you from discovering the treasures you'll find through yoga. Yoga is accessible to everybody. All you need to do is make the decision to go for it. Regardless of your physical ability, yoga can be adapted to be accessible to you. If you are physically challenged, you can do yoga seated in a chair. Even those who are bedridden can do yoga and we can all benefit greatly from pranayama, the yoga of the breath. Too busy? Weave it into your day with seated stretches at your computer, in the airplane, or while standing in line at the bank. Yoga can be subtle, internal and powerful. As you might suspect, I never take no for an answer. There's always a way to do yoga. Here are a few tips to ease your entry into the world of yoga. The first step is commitment. My first yoga class was a rude wake-up call. Every injury I'd ever had was talking to me. I thought I was in pretty good shape at 44, but my buddy's ability to do those poses was beyond discouraging. I hated it. There was a voice inside my head that screamed, "Get me out of here." But there was a more persistent little voice inside of me that said, "You don't have to like this, just do it." I knew, on some level, that I'd be really sorry if I quit, so I made a deal with myself to keep going back to yoga class twice a week for a month. No judgments, no analyzing, no deciding like it or not. So I prepaid the classes and took my body to yoga class. After that month, I was hooked. I highly recommend this approach. It changed my life. Once you get yourself into yoga class, the next biggest challenge is self-acceptance. A yoga teacher of mine once said, "Begin where you are and stay there." Wise words, and a big relief. After all, there's no other place to start than by accepting ourselves right where we are and realizing that we'll never be exactly there again. Every yoga practice is different because we are different, day to day, and minute to minute. One of the basic lessons we learn from a yoga practice is not to judge ourselves. For most of us, that's a hard one. Our culture trains us to be competitive. We want to compare ourselves with each other, with the teacher, and especially with our image of what we think we should be able to do. If you want to enjoy your yoga practice, judge not. Watch yourself from the inside, explore the sensations and the new feelings. Experience yourself from the inside out. Another big hurdle is overcoming the goal-oriented, Type A personality approach to yoga, the attitude that the body must conform to perfection and each pose must be the textbook ideal. Give it up. Not a good idea for a number of reasons. First, nobody does perfect poses. Not even the teacher, even though you may think so initially. There is no perfect pose. Yoga is a process, not a goal. The perfect pose for your body is different from the perfect pose for my body, or for any other body. The pose that is most integrated and balanced, that gives you the best stretch and honors your body's limits. That is your perfect. Yoga is like sex. Yoga is like sex. You can read about it, hear about it, and watch other people do it, but until you experience it firsthand, yourself, you don't really get it. So what's the excitement all about? Why is yoga showing up everywhere from auto ads to executive meetings? Why are airlines presenting it to their passengers and why is it featured on Oprah? Kids are doing it in schools, buff athletes are doing it, even pregnant women and the wheelchair-bound. There must be something very seductive about yoga. If you do yoga, you know that it's seductive. That delicious feeling of stretching from the inside out, that soothing sensation like warm honey flowing through energized limbs, and the big payoff at the end of a practice, floating away into the